not woven the web of life. We are but one thread within it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. All things are bound together. All things connect.
This is not just a story. This is the tale of two special lions and a special foundation that are connected through respect, passion, dedication, and a little luck. The foundation is called Stichting Leeuw. The lions are called Masrya and Nero. And like all beautiful tales, this one has a happy end as well.
Imagine the uniqueness of this special opportunity, to be able to go get a little lion cub from a circus together and to support it through the entire process, with the final goal of releasing the lion here, in the South African savannah. Yeah, it's indescribable.
When I was small, I played with little plastic animal figures and wooden blocks. I built compartments for every pair of animals. Later, I cut out paper lions and elephants that I glued into a scrapbook. So I've always been animal-minded and was always doing something with animals. I had rabbits and chickens. I grew up having animals around. As you grow older, you go to college, make rational choices. And here in the Netherlands, that means a career choice. We all want to achieve more and reach higher. My choices brought me into the oil business, and I turned out to be very good at it. Eventually, I was responsible for €1,000 million turnover. However, all my energy was taken up by my career. Although I still felt passionate about animals, my hobby, it seemed like work took all my efforts and energy. And then there it was, the turning point. Enough was enough. I decided from now on, I just wanted to enjoy life to the max. Life is short. I wanted to spend more time with my family and give my animals, my passion, more attention.
This passion is Stichting Leeuw, a unique state-of-the-art sanctuary for the feline, situated in the province of Noord-Holland. The foundation was the answer to the increasing demand for sanctuary for circus lions and other feline predators in need. Changing law and regulations and decreasing income caused more and more circuses to strike out their predator acts. And many of these stricken predators were left to fend for themselves. Stichting Leeuw wants to help these animals that cry out for help. It is the sanctuary's goal to release the rescued animals in the free or semi-free wilderness. And in order to help prepare the predators for their freedom, Stichting Leeuw has developed a unique hunting simulator that without a doubt deserves the designation Scoop.
In 2011, we started rescuing wild animals living in captivity on a very small scale. And today this has expanded to
something huge now.
Little by little, Europe was confronted with the problem that the law created. More countries gradually banned wildlife acts from circuses, without thinking of the consequences for the banned animals. Therefore, Stichting Leeuw began thinking of solutions to rescue as many of these animals as possible. And how awesome it would be if we could bring these lions back to Africa. We all racked our brains. It was Christmas Eve about 18 months ago. It was pouring outside. The weather was bad, cold and windy. Two ladies were lounging about in our sanctuary. We actually got a bit annoyed and told them we wanted to close. "What are you still doing here? You should go home. It's Christmas Eve." They said, "Robert, we're from South Africa. We want you to teach us. We've heard so many stories about you, how you have rescued Masrya, and how you are running such a beautiful center."
My mum and I decided one December that we need to go on holiday. We decided we wanted to go to Amsterdam because we are both living in South Africa, which is so hot. We are both crazy about the cold weather. And we were actually quite close to Stichting Leeuw, and we thought we should go pay this this sanctuary a visit. I mean, we've been following it on Facebook for 3 years. It's the lioness that started everything, started all the dreams, and it's a state-of-the-art sanctuary. I mean, when we look at the photos, we are so impressed with what we see. We just had to go visit.
That conversation put things in motion. I became even more determined to bring our lions back to Africa. And they had 6,000 acres of land in Africa they wanted to use to help lions.
Basically, the idea of Emoya was born when I was 16. I'm really so lucky to have a mom that supports me in everything that I do, and at that age I wasn't of a legal age, so there were so many things that I actually needed her help with legal documentation, and with all of her help, which she put in. I mean, she put in 100% of her effort and her heart. Emoya was born, and the legacy of Emoya is basically we just want to bring big cats home that need a home, not just a place where they're living. We want to bring cats home that you can't even call it living. The conditions that they stay in, we want to bring them home and make them safe, and basically give them everything that they deserve.
Masrya and Nero, each in their own way, experienced a difficult start. In their youth, both animals were only used to entertain people. Close cooperation with various organisations has finally allowed their rescue by Stichting Leeuw.
Nero came with us when he was a little cub of only 4 months old. We went to pick him up at a French circus. They used him to attract tourists, to make money out of him taking his picture with visitors. As he grew older, he grew too big, and they didn't want to keep him, so they asked us whether we could take him off their hands. At that time, we didn't have that many animals, so we were happy to take the little one in, and that's how Nero came to us.
He was hidden in a horse trailer, and there he magically appeared, little Nero. We went there with a van and a dog crate, and that's how we took Nero with us. Nero was put in the crate, and I went to sit with him in the back of the van. Robert drove back to Stichting Leeuw while I sat in the back to reassure Nero, to tell him that it was all going to be okay. Now we can safely say that Stichting Leeuw has given him the opportunity to live and mature in a natural way.
Nero has managed to make a lot of people fall in love with him because it was such an adorable little cub. Since he was alone, we had to give him a lot of attention at first. We had to bottle feed him and give him lots of care. And that kind of intense care makes you cherish him. We have all seen him grow into a full-grown lion, and that makes it extra special.
Masrya comes from Egypt. She grew up in a small cage and was malnourished. For a while after she arrived, when she wanted to lie down, she kept her paws curled up like this because she wasn't used to be able to stretch them out. She was showcased in front of a store to attract customers. People threw stones at her and poked her with sticks. She was only fed chicken.
Upon her arrival, that was completely different from Nero's. She stole our hearts. It was so special to see how she was able to adapt, how she was not at all impressed with everything that happened to or around her, like the flight. She arrived with this look in her eyes that said, "This seems nice. This looks fine. Let's do this."
Yeah, it's hard to imagine that a lioness that has suffered so much in the first years of her life was still able to be that friendly towards humankind. It's truly unique.
It was easy to come up with the idea to bring lions back to Africa. However, it wasn't as easy to make it happen.
Bringing back animals to their natural habitat turns out to be quite a complicated adventure. They always come from a rather nasty situation. They often show injuries and illnesses. And to allow these animals to return to their natural habitat, they absolutely have to be in top shape, otherwise they cannot survive. It is also very important to evaluate when either the animal is physiologically able to manage this new situation. For example, I can give someone a physical examination in order to determine when either he's fit to run a marathon. However, I cannot evaluate his mental fitness to deal with such a challenge. And this also goes for the animals. I do feel positive about their mental state. I think they can deal with it. It's very clear that they are very happy here and mentally strong enough to deal with being moved.
Finally, the big day has come. Masrya and Nero are physically in top shape and ready to be shipped home. Stichting Leeuw's employees and volunteers are experiencing this special day with mixed feelings. They feel proud of what they've achieved, but they also feel sad about the upcoming farewells.
In the end, we delivered an enormous stack of papers to customs. If you want to ship an endangered species on a plane to Africa, there are quite a few authorities that want to have a say in it. And although it's a good thing, that's what we want, it didn't mean I could sleep easily. And although you're sure this form was settled, that form was filled out, it still turned out there were forms missing when we made the final reservations to Africa. And that really raises the blood pressure, I can tell you. Did we check this? Did we think of that? And then that moment, when you finally see the cage passing through customs, that moment makes you feel so relieved.
We opened the cages together, Savannah and I, and it was special for the both of us. Me saying goodbye and she saying welcome. It was such an emotional moment. We looked at each other in the eyes. Goosebumps.
It was so touching to see them enjoying the South African sun, the savannah and the area. It was beautiful.
I feel sad that I had to say goodbye to these two beauties that I've been taking care of for quite some time. And they have a special place in my heart. However, we all know that here in Africa they will have a better life. More space, more peace, and of course a much better climate. These animals belong here, and nothing makes me happier than a happy animal.
Emoya is a Swahili term that you usually say to a friend that has come home after a long journey. It basically translates into you have done well and welcome home. So I would like to say Emoya to Masrya and Nero.
People have all kinds of expectations in life. My dream is to be around animals. And look at us now, sitting here in Africa, just having released 2 lions. My dreams have come true. All that I could dream of has happened here in Africa.